What's up, Warrior Babes? Hey, everyone. Nikki here, and welcome to our Saturday Warrior Babe Revolution Rally Call. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I got a fire topic that's going to light you up with some legit motivation. I think it's even more powerful than motivation. I think motivation is an understatement right now. We're about to get real lit. So we'll get started in just a few minutes, but go leave a comment inside of the Facebook group to let the other Warrior Babes know that this call is getting started, and this topic that we're going to chat about is going to be really good mindset-wise to help you guys move into a new week super strong. And literally, all these power words like motivation and strong, and I think they're understatements to what we're going to talk about today. So before we do dive in, if you guys are new to Warrior Babe, I'm so excited that you guys are here. We do these calls every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, make sure that you guys show up here. I mean, it's simple. It's easy to come here and just listen to me. Put one earbud in while you're doing some groceries or you're doing laundry around the house. So whatever you guys are doing, super easy for you guys to listen in and just make sure you're here, because this is going to get you riled up for moving into a new week super strong every single week. So set your alarms for whatever time frame it is, wherever time zone you are, 5 minutes before this call gets started. So we started at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So set it 5 minutes before this call gets started so you can make sure that you're here and on time. So before we do get started, I just want to do some updates with you all. As you guys know, inside of the application, there is a new module with the refeeds and cheat meals inside the macro mastery section. That is unique to whatever body type that you are. You'll know which cheat meal applies to you best and how to do it. So really important for you guys to listen. It's super quick. It's 13 minutes long, so super quick for you to go through. Another thing, if you guys are new to Warrior Babe, make sure that you are not only listening to this, not only listening to the Q&As that we hold on every single Wednesday, but go through the blast off sequence. Go through those emails. They're not only are they in email form, but they're also inside the Facebook group underneath the learning tab, where you can just go through all 14 if you want to. Those 14 videos are so drastically important when you start out on this journey. That's going to eliminate the overwhelm and know exactly what you need to do moving forward that will set you up for long-term success. Each one of those videos just gives you one task to complete and then implement on taking some action items, whether that's writing down your goal, whether that's writing down your why, whether it's writing down some affirmations for yourself that are going to hold you strong and not let the negative attitude come into play or hold you back or excuses hold you back. Those 14 videos are so freaking valuable and powerful to get you started on this journey as a Warrior Babe. So make sure you guys listen to them. Make sure, please don't just pass them off as another email from Nikki. No, this shit is so important that you listen to and complete those tasks that I'm giving you. I wish that I had these 14 videos at the beginning of my journey. Majority of them are mindset, and majority of them are writing down goals and figuring out your why you want to accomplish this, figuring out some things where you get in your own way, some power statements. That stuff is so important so that you can always refer back to it. If you have a hiccup in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, you just refer back to that why, and you're going to be so excited moving forward. It's going to turn your negative shift in your mindset into a more powerful, positive one by just reading what you wrote down for yourself. Okay, so go listen to those. Make sure you are listening, doing the blast-off emails, and doing those tasks. So important. Then if you guys are new, or even some of you veteran Warrior Babes, make sure you guys are listening to, in the Warrior Babe guidelines section of the application, the rules, so that you understand how the Facebook group works, how to get your questions answered super fast, how to tag myself or our support team and our community leader Kate. There's specific rules that apply to Warrior Babe, and you're going to find those rules inside of the Warrior Babe guidelines video. It's super short, so make sure you guys take the time to listen to that too as well. Now, before we dive into today's topic, don't be the person that asks a bunch of questions that can be answered inside your application. I see a lot of common questions inside the Facebook group, and I just want you guys to make sure that you're taking all of this material that I'm giving you to your full advantage. So make sure that you listen to everything that I'm sharing with you, because the question that you have will most likely be answered inside of the application, inside of the videos I'm sharing with you. If you come to the group and you ask a specific question that I know, or that Kate knows, or that other Warrior Babes know can be found inside the application, we are literally just going to direct you to that point inside the application so that you go and listen to it and you absorb that knowledge for yourself. That is the only way you will learn, is if you listen to it so that your brain understands it, rather than somebody just telling you, because somebody's verbiage or expression in text may not hit your brain the certain way that my voice will inside the application. Right? So like their text may be what they understand from it, but when you listen to it, you may understand it differently. So we're just going to tell you to go to that area in the application and listen to it. All right? That's what that stuff is there for. The modules are so powerful for you to learn and understand just the diet exercise things with the why and why everything is happening. If your question can't be answered there inside of the application, then go to the frequently asked questions resource page. In every one of your applications, beneath every single one of the videos, there is a link that sends you to the frequently asked questions resource page. That is like an entire platform that we've built for you, where we get our common questions from Warrior Babes, from past, present, where we just log it there and create an entire article that helps you with a specific question that you are looking for an answer for. Now, if your answer can't be asked inside the app, if it can't be answered inside the frequently asked questions page, then that's where you can come to the Facebook group and help ask your fellow Warrior Babes. Tag me, tag Kate. Ask for any questions specifically that are for us, and we're going to be there to help you out. Like, that's what we're here for. We strive off of making sure that we are serving you guys to the max capacity. All right, whatever questions you have, we are here to help you and make sure that your questions are getting answered and that you have clarity moving forward. All right, so I heard a lot of dings. I guess you guys led to the Facebook group to let everybody know this call is getting started, which is so exciting. So we can dive into today's topic, which is fire. Oh, wow, awesome. You guys are letting them know that this call is getting started. Cool. I just checked in the Facebook group. Thank you, Taylor. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. This is really around the mindset and how you have the power to be able to be transformed. And it's not just, body and, transforming, getting to the goals that you want to achieve for yourself, but it's also transforming your mind to understand and be in correlation with the results that you want to achieve. And really the only way to be transformed is by having the basis of all of your thoughts that you have need to change, right? So your thoughts cannot change unless you have new ideas, because when you have new ideas, you think from those ideas. So all of your transformation, body and mind, it begins with an intense, burning desire to be transformed. And I talk about this inside the blast off emails. Like, I make you guys write down the goals that you want to accomplish, and I make you write down your why that you want to accomplish them. And when you do this, you'll see on one of the videos I talk about where your current thinking is your current results, right? That's where you are right now. That's kind of inside your comfort zone. And when you branch out of that, when you start thinking from a higher level of what you see yourself accomplishing, that's where you form these new ideas. You start to think from the person that you are becoming. But you have to have the way to go from these current results that you're getting right now to jumping up and getting the results that only your imagination is showing you. You have to have a burning freaking desire to be transformed. Okay? You have to have that. You must, babes, you must want to be different and intend to be before you can actually change yourself. If you don't want to be different, you are just going to stay the same. If you don't want to be your different, your results are just going to stay the same, right? You have to make who you are becoming, make your future dream, that person that you see in your imagination, you are the only one that can see that. You have to make that future dream a present fact. I'm going to say it again. You have to make that future, the picture that you see, that dream that you have of your body and the person that you want to be, you have to make that a present fact. Now, the way that you do this is by assuming that you are already that person. And this is so drastically insane. And when you actually implement this, it is an absolute game changer. By desiring to be other than what you are right now, you can create the ideal of the person that you want to be, and you can assume that you are already that person. Okay, so by desiring to be, fit, stronger, healthier, whatever you're imagining and see inside of your mind, you can create the ideal of that person. And the way that you can step into being her is by assuming that you are already that person, right? And then once you assume this, and if you are persistent in it until it becomes the dominant feeling in your mind and in your body, then the attainment of who you are becoming, the attainment of your ideal is absolutely freaking inevitable. The ideal that you hope to be and achieve is always ready to have birth to it, right? Who you want to be, the body you want to have, it's right there. It wants you to step into it, but you cannot offer it you can't step into it unless you change the person, the concept of who you want to be. This stuff is you're probably like, holy shit, this is so deep, Nikki, right? But this is the concept that I want you guys to start thinking from. Our diet and exercise, man, I just say it's the tactical side of things. Anybody can do a diet and exercise, but some people fail, and the reason why they fail is because of this mindset shit. The reason why they allow their excuses to get the best of them is because of their mindset. You guys, 95% of us do unconscious things, and we don't even know we're doing it. 95% of us do that. 95% of our actions are unconscious. We don't even know we're doing it. We don't even know how we end up into we're snacking at night. We just opened up the bag and didn't realize we were doing it, and we start snacking. That's the reason why people fail. The journeys that they set forth for themselves is because their mindset gets the best of them. But if you can control your mind, you can control your body. And the way that you can do this is by everything I'm sharing with you in the mindset realm. In giving birth to the person that you want to become, you must bear in mind that, you can think of it. You can think you can analyze it, you can define it, you can compare it to other things, right? By thinking of it, you can just think what it looks like, right? You can see in your imagination, and you can just see what the body looks like. But guys, that's not enough. It's like, what? Right? It's not enough just to think and compare it, analyze it, and define it. When you're becoming it, when you're thinking from it, you're thinking as if your eyes are seeing your imagination, you're looking in the mirror from the person that you are, and you see what that body looks like, that is completely different. And guys, this is something that probably not more than one person in a million truly understand, right? When you think mentally by looking at what you want from the outside, by comparing it, analyzing it, defining it, you're just thinking of it. But when you think spiritually, only by becoming it, only by thinking from it, then you see the world around you. You see what you want to achieve for yourself. You see the body that you want to have. Your attitude in this journey, you guys, should be one in which having desire to express a higher state. Like, you're no longer thinking from that bottom parallel line that I shared inside the blast off. Like, think of two parallel lines, and the bottom line is your current results, and the higher one, that one on the second level, is your higher self. You alone need to, accept and be this new and greater value of yourself. You alone and you're the only person that can do this. You have to push yourself. It's always you versus you. You have to be willing to lay down your demons and your excuses, because that's just your lower self holding you back. What you need to do is think about the person that you are becoming, and that's where these new ideas are going to generate from. And that's where you're going to be able to hold this assumption of the person that you are and make it into a present fact, and then act as if you already are that person. This stuff it's deep, but it's so true, right? Like, to be conscious of being healthy, you have to know what health is, right? To be conscious of being healthy, you have to know what health is. To be conscious of what you want to achieve, what you want for yourself, you have to know exactly what that is. What do you want to achieve? What's the want? What's the why? What's your goal? What do you look like? What do you envision in your mind? Like, when you are becoming this new higher self, and the body that you have, how that person acts, how that person sets up their days, how that person plans out their meals, how that person, like, the person that you are becoming is not going to be like, oh, shit, I missed a meal, or shit, I don't have time to, spend an extra 10 minutes prepping my food, or, I don't have an extra 10 minutes. That person that you are becoming, the person that has a body that you want, is not going to be throwing those excuses out there. So you must, in becoming the new person, you have to be willing to die to your present self. I'm going to say it again because that's fucking powerful. In becoming a new person and becoming the higher concept of the person that you want to become, you have to be willing to die to your excuses. You have to be willing to die to the present self that you are right now. Because once you die to that person who's throwing out excuses and lame reasons why you can't do this and can't do that, that's where you allow yourself to be and become something that's better, because you know that person that you want to become is not going to be throwing out those kind of excuses. That person that you are becoming, when you assume that feeling, when you just, even though you have in this mind, like, 10 minutes, if you just do it and act on it, you're slowly killing that excuse. You're slowly killing that person that you want to become, or that person that you are right now. So you must assume that you already are what you want to be, and then you have to live in the assumption that you are already that person, even if it's not, like, even if your body, I know it's harder and a lot easier said than done, even if that's not your body in your life right now, even if, you're still struggling to lose this, or you're still struggling to get off this extra layer of body fat, or the love handles, or cellulite, or whatever, you're totally overweight, even though that is not in your body right now, what you see in your imagination, you have to assume that you already are what you want to be, and just live in faith and assumption of that. When you live in faith and assumption of that, of the person that you're becoming, you will slowly things will just become quicker for you, right? That's the way it is, like mindset. You have to just believe that you are becoming that person. You have to trust it. As much as you trust the process with diet and exercise, you got to trust the process and becoming the new person that you want to become. Because when you do this, right, when in confidence that you do this for yourself, this is like the new value or the new you. This is how everything will be incarnated, through the assumption that you are what you desire to be. This is what wholeness means, you guys. Like, this is what integrity means for yourself. When you're not throwing out excuses or shit like that, when you're just believing that and acting how the person that you want to be would act and be. And again, that's what wholeness is and integrity is. And that's like the submission of the whole self to the feeling of the wish that you want to achieve, and fulfilling in certainty that new state is the renewing of your mind, which is going to completely transform. Like, when you just assume that feeling, hold it true. Like, for me, an example, instead of talking just about all these tactics with mindset stuff, for me, an example is that, like, when I dove into this whole journey for myself, I still was not happy and comfortable in my body, like when I looked in the mirror, of course, I wasn't seeing what I knew I wanted to see. And what I knew I wanted to see was not yet incarnated in my body, but I was holding true in my mind that body that I knew that I was going to have, I was going to achieve for myself. And lo and behold, closer and closer, month after month, the work that I put in, I got to that goal quicker. In 31 weeks, I got to it faster because along those weeks, no excuses got in my way because I knew that the person that I wanted to be and the body that I had would not sink into the excuses. Like, right, that person I wanted to have would not cave into, going off track or all this kind of stuff. The person I had in my mind became so vivid to the point where I was dreaming about it because it was there inside of my head constantly. And when it's there inside your head constantly, you're giving birth to it. You're allowing your ideas to come from it. When you're out with your friends, you literally can think like, how would if my friends are telling me, oh, Nikki, you can totally just have this pizza, or you can have this drink. Like, instead of like caving into it, how my present self would, I would think, okay, is this what my ideal would want? Is this what the goal that I'm striving for? Is this what she would want? And you would get an answer. No, obviously not, because it's going to set you back a couple of days. You want to get there faster? Do what I'm telling you to do with the mindset stuff. And most importantly is that when you guys implement this stuff, you are solely using something that, nothing, no Mother Nature, no dogs, no nothing, no cats. Like, we have an imagination that that only humans really have. We have an imagination that we can use, and that helps us see this higher concept of ourselves, right? You have to use your imagination in order to do that, because that's going to help you see the attainment of the goal that you want to achieve for yourself. So if you just decide to remain in your present concept of yourself, nothing is going to change, right? If you just keep continuing to act the way that you've always acted, nothing is going to change. I mean, think about in a job situation too as well, guys. Like, perfect example in a job situation. You probably started out at a low tier, right? And every time you work your way up, like say you're getting to finance. Let's use finance, for example. Like the CPAs can move up to be partners, right? But a CPA, as a partner, do you think the partner will be thinking from a CPA standpoint? Absolutely not. The partner has to think about more tasks, more things to accomplish, harder and difficult things to do. The same thing applies to us right now in transforming our bodies, right? How would the partner think about when transforming? It's probably not a good example, but you guys can see where I'm going with that. Like, if you remain the present concept of yourself, and you can achieve what you want, but if not, if you don't use your imagination to see the body that you want, then you're just going to remain the present concept of yourself. You're going to be constantly searching for the goals that you want. You're going to be constantly trying to get over these excuses that you hold for yourself. But if you decide to become the instrument of your own redemption of what you want to become, imagining yourself as what you want to be, that is how you are going to be able to fully transform yourself into the goals that you want to accomplish. Again, like, mindset is so important. I always say that diet and exercise is just like the tip of the iceberg, and mindset's the stuff underneath that nobody really truly understands. But what I'm sharing with you right now is a way that you guys can be one step forward in not getting, like, dying to who you are right now and be willing to become the best version of yourself. And the only way that you can do that is by thinking from the new ideas that your body and your mind are telling you to do, right? So you have to get out of your comfort zone and be willing to do things that are uncomfortable. That is how you are going to grow. And you have to have a burning desire to want to do this, babes. When you have a burning desire, all excuses, all other things, like, just kind of fall to the wayside. And if you have an excuse, or you're not feeling like you want to go to the workout, then you, like, literally squash it and just go do it. And when you do that and you create an action and you see forth the positive side of doing it, you're slowly killing the person that you are right now, and you're slowly feeding more energy to the person that you want to become. All right, babes. So I took this from one of my favorite books, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. This has been a game changer for me, and when I read it after I did my whole fitness journey, I realized I was doing everything this book was telling me, and I wish that I had this book before when I started my journey. So if you guys want to check it out, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. I got this from this little topic today from chapter 3, The Power of Assumption, which is so powerful when you guys can just assume the state of where you want to go with yourself in your mind, and you hold that assumption so vividly, so powerfully in your imagination that everything else around it just kind of dissipates, and you slowly transform yourself into the person that you want to become. But you have to have a burning desire to do it. All right, babes, let me know how you guys enjoyed this topic today. Leave me a comment inside the Facebook group and really implement this kind of stuff. I mean, if you guys saved all the blast off emails, I highly recommend that you go back through them again to get super clear on this, because if you don't get super clear on your why and your goals and what you're envisioning for yourself, it's going to be a painful fucking road ahead. I'm just telling you that. Like you're going to realize, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, like your excuses got in the way. You allowed yourself to cheat more than you should have. You're going to realize all these things that can be easily squashed by just going through the mindset section of this and going through those blast off emails. Because when you do have a day, and you will have multiple days, you're going to have days in 4 months, you're going to have days in 3 weeks, you're going to have days in a year. This shit doesn't go away. But if you know why it's happening, and you are 5% being consciously aware of why it's happening, then you can easily make this stuff so much easier for yourself and not get frustrated and self-sabotage yourself in the process. Diet exercise tactics, but, mindset is so important to understand all of this. So go let me know how you guys enjoyed it inside the Facebook group. If you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about, just let me know. I love talking about, especially the mindset stuff. I'll talk about macros, talk about workouts, anything. Whatever you guys want me to chat about, let me know in the Facebook group, and let me know how you guys like today's rally call. So, take forth what I just shared with you. Think about it. Now you guys are more aware of it. When you're aware of it is when you really can take things into action and implement this stuff into your life right now. Because if you don't, you're just ignoring yourself. You know this now, and if you ignore it, you're ignoring who you want to become. So I'll catch you guys inside the Facebook group, and I'll catch you guys inside on the next Q&A. All right. Bye, babes.